What's up, everybody? I'm Dave Miranda, and this is episode 99 of Just Give Me 5. I hope you guys are doing great, continue to be amazing. We got a really awesome show lined up for you today. But if you guys caught episode 98, you saw we had none other than the one and only Pixter. And let me tell you, man, that guy is, he's definitely a pioneer out here, man. That's an Arizona legend right there. And it's just everything that he's accomplished in the scene, from Blunt Club to UM, just him rapping back in the day. I didn't even know that, so that was cool knowledge for myself as well to learn. And man, just such a good dude, man. Picture's been, I've known him, for many, many years, man, and just always been solid. And, it's just the love that he gives this show and our platform, it's really well appreciated, man. And we're so happy to have him on the show. So thank you, my brother. And, I wish you nothing but continued success. And make sure you guys watch episode 98. All right. But today's guest is another individual who has been a power force in the Arizona community for so many years now. We're going to talk about how he became a DJ. We're also going to talk about his Live from Central Avenue show, getting with Respect the Underground, an SB 1070 record that I was actually a part of as well, and so much more. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I present to you DJ John Blaze.
What up, it's your man John Blaze, talking to town heavy duty core DJs, Icon Radio, the Beat Locker Show, Southwest Alliance. And all I'm saying is just give me 5. Good question. It was control, the energy and the vibe of the room I was in, or just the place I was at. You imagine certain places, certain places you go, you imagine, the vibe to be a certain way, and what better way to control the vibe, and to be a DJ, because I feel, music is everything. If the music's right, no matter who's there, the music's right, it's gonna be better.
Right. And so were you, who was your influences coming up?
Man, I have a lot of influences, but DJ-wise, I just like those DJs that got active on the mic in the clubs, you know what I mean? The ones on the turntables. Kid Capri was my guy. Like, the first time I saw Kid Capri, I'm like, that's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had seen DJs, I come from a small town, so like we didn't have a lot of access and ability to see like the hip hop culture, you know what I mean? So like I got to see what I could get. And when I saw Kid Capri and, Jam Master Jay, and that's kind of what put me on to like that side of hip hop. I loved hip hop, but I was like, I want to be that part of the hip hop game. So that's kind of what started off for me, just that, controlling the party.
And then correct me if I'm wrong, but you used to hoop as well, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I played basketball, from a kid, all the way up through school.
How did you get to?
So I got to college and actually played 2 years here in the Valley at Chandler Gilbert Community College. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So, and back then, that was like 99 to 01. Yeah. I just told my age right there. But during that time, like the community college and junior college level was crazy.
It's crazy.
There was a lot of dudes that were at that level that couldn't quite get to the D1 level, you know what I mean? So, they would go there for school purposes and whatnot. But yeah, man, like I came from a small town and I hooped with some Arizona like basketball legends in college, and and I was.
One of them was Rick, correct me if I'm wrong, Richie Evans.
Richie Evans, Juice. Yeah, matter of fact. Yeah, that's crazy, man. A lot of people don't know that story. But yeah, so that's how I met Rick. Was actually he was a year older than me, and he was hooping at Eastern Arizona, which is in the town where I grew up. So, our friends, mutual friends came together, and that's how I met Rick. He was playing for Eastern, I was playing for Chandler Gilbert, okay. You know what I mean? So from there, I was like, oh, he raps too. And then years later, when we got to the music, we met up again. So much love to my guy, Richie.
That's awesome, man.
Oh, and the jumper's still nice too. So, make sure you,
putting it out there.
I've been, you know what I'm saying, like there wasn't many guys that went to small schools that played at that level. Right. I was one of the very few, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I take pride in that, you know. Damn, live from Central Avenue, literally. You know what I'm saying? Like, wow, like that was my first mix show, my first show. You know, big shout out to TJ Super Hype, radiosuper.com. That's kind of where it all began, you know. I had been doing the parties and the DJing, started doing the mixtapes. What was next was actually interviewing the artists and giving them a platform on top of the music. So, you know, I opened up my home. You know, that's when I was a young bachelor, you know what I'm saying, living on the south side of Phoenix, and opened up my home and created one of my extra bedrooms into a studio, or whatever I thought at the time was a studio. But the show was live from Central Avenue, you know what I mean? All new music, latest in hip hop, special guests and more. You were on the show multiple times, you know what I mean? Shout out to my guy. Yeah, and I was blessed to have so many incredible, talented artists from Arizona, you know what I'm saying, in Phoenix, that they're doing their thing. You know, because back then, that was before the podcast.
I was about to say, you were doing this early.
Yeah.
They got to put some respect on the name. You were doing this early, bro.
Yeah, this was before the podcast craze. This was, you know, this was online radio where nobody even knew what online radio was, and, you know, they didn't realize where it could go, what we could do, but, you know, we didn't have a lot of outlets, you know this. You know, so we had to just make our own. And even when I tried to go to certain radio stations and certain people to kind of say, look, I have this, here's what I want to do, here's the idea, I have, you know, this many people backing me. Arizona hip hop wasn't taken serious. So, you know, my whole goal was to create the platform, and that's where it all began, live from Central Avenue. Yeah. I literally had people like hit me up like, yo, Blaze, where you at? I'm here on Central Avenue, I can't see you. I'm like, I'm not literally live on Central Avenue. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, right. Yeah, man. But you know, I mean, it was close. It was close to Central Avenue. So, yeah.
That's dope, man. Yeah, those were good times, man. Like I said, man, like, you know, people they forget, man. Like, you was really doing this early, man.
And you know, that show kind of catapulted into more things too. You know, catapulted into you know, Respect the Underground, and you know, the Underground Railroad, the Arizona Hip Hop Festival, and then eventually Icon Radio. You know what I'm saying? But big up and salute, you know, to the big homie TJ Super Hype. You know, because that was the very first show that aired on Radio Super. You know what I'm saying? He's still doing it today too, man. So much love to him. Oh wow, you know, SB 1070. What was that? 2010. You know, I think when you're a representative of the hip hop community, especially like in Arizona, you feel like you have an obligation, especially when you're representing the streets and you know, that voice.
Yeah.
And as a DJ, you know, I kind of play a different role of it, to where I can kind of gather people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they listen to
we could put the play together, you know what I'm saying, and be able to gather people, especially for a cause like that. You know, that was a major time in Arizona. It's a national situation, you know what I'm saying, under, I mean, we still deal with a lot of politics today, but during that time, like, that was big, and you know, it didn't get passed. You know, and I'm not saying that record, you know, was the cause of that, but it created awareness, and it was dope to see the MCs and the DJs and the producers come together so quickly and activate against something like that, and to be heard, because a lot of people didn't even know what it was, and they didn't know how it could affect them. But I think that's the power and the voice of hip hop. So it was dope to see the culture come alive. You know, I got to say a big shout out to my sis, Queenie Najaha, you know what I'm saying, for helping putting that together too, you know what I mean? She's a big activist in stepping out, you know, to this day, on a lot of issues. And that was a big one, and you know, because of her, you know, we kind of helped put that together, and we aligned all the MCs, and we made it happen. And you know,
like Chuck D co-signed it.
Chuck D co-signed it. You know, it made allhiphop.com the front page.
Yeah.
You know, I believe it's still up on the net too, so you can probably go look at the story. But yeah, it made national news. You know what I'm saying? And it was dope because all those MCs that were on that record, I believe there was 11, still have relationships with them today. You know what I'm saying? You know, Mr. Miranda, you know, my guy Penny the Great, you know what I'm saying, the Beast, Rich Rico, Darren Anthony, Taji, you know, Queen. It was dope, man. It was a great time. Man, that's a big question. Two questions right there. First I have to say, creating a relationship with Justice. We just kind of came together on an event. We were both doing it at the same time. And I had known Justice through Cutthroat Logic and kind of what he had been doing in the city. But I didn't know him like that because I wasn't really here during his run.
Right.
I had kind of came 07, 06 and got started, in Arizona as a DJ. So I was kind of new to a lot that had happened during that time. I was in California.
Yeah.
But came together, we were like-minded, and he knew what I was doing. I saw what he was doing. He was putting together shows. I had access to a lot of artists, with the mixtapes, primarily a lot of street artists, you know what I'm saying? We were doing the mixtapes, and I'm like, oh, we should come. He came up with an idea. He said, this is what I want to do, and I said, let's do it. And the Underground Railroad began, and then eventually turned into Respect the Underground, which eventually turned into the Arizona Hip Hop Festival, and it's still here today,
Tell people about the festival, man.
Yeah, so the Arizona Hip Hop Festival, man, was something that Justice came up with year one, year two of the Underground Railroad. He had this idea of this festival, outdoor stages, a car show, models, pit bulls walking around, all artists, DJs and this and that. And it was like, yeah, that would be dope. And I'm thinking like, eventually we'll get there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he was like, nah, like, we're gonna do it in 6 months. And I'm like, what? 6 months? Like this year?
Right.
And I thought it was crazy.
Right.
He is crazy.
It's like our summer camp.
Yeah, he is crazy. You know what I mean? It takes a crazy person to even like fathom that and think it, much less actually make it happen.
Right.
And we did it. When everybody said it couldn't be done or it shouldn't be done or that we weren't ready, you know what I'm saying? There was a lot of doubt. I obviously doubted too, but working with him, he's a man of action. He don't just say things. He puts things to work. And once we got the ball rolling, made it happen. It was a huge success. And then we just, it just opened the doors and the possibilities so much, and it's grown to year 9 now and here in December.
That's beautiful.
Almost year 10. And, over the years, we've had some legendary events,
And didn't Greg Stanton declare national?
Yeah, so Mayor Stanton, when he was mayor, big shout out to Mayor Stanton, he proclaimed it a city holiday.
Yeah.
So Hip Hop Day in the city of Phoenix. So every time there's a festival, we celebrate the fact that was a mandated proclamation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, for hip hop, and that's huge.
Right.
When you talk about a city in America that didn't even recognize Martin Luther King Day until what, the 90s?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, that's a huge win for hip hop culture. And to be recognized in the city of Phoenix was amazing, man. So big shout out to the city of Phoenix. They opened up their doors, and Justice took advantage of all situations and made it happen and stuck his neck out for a lot. And I don't know if he'll ever get the recognition for that, but, thanks to platforms like this, we're able to kind of tell those stories a little bit. And I'm sure, the documentary will come out one day. They'll tell a little bit more about it. But yeah, so, we're here today, year 9 in Arizona Hip Hop Festival. And, things are big. This coming festival, we have Def Jam coming. You know what I'm saying? We're able to lock in Death Row Records. So we have affiliates coming from representatives from each entity, Southwest Alliance DJs. So I think creating more opportunities is the goal now. We have the talent.
Yeah.
We have the eyes looking at us, thanks to platforms like this and, all over the city, the podcasts and everybody who does the online radios and the, interviews and all that. Now it's time to take it to a national level. And when you have events as big as the Arizona Hip Hop Festival, it survived during COVID.
Yeah, man.
When nothing was open, you remember,
I know.
it seems like forever ago, but like 2 years ago,
Yeah.
the whole world was shut down.
Yeah.
The whole city was shut down. There was no club events,
Yeah.
Limited. If they were open, it was limited.
A lot of uncertainty.
Yeah, like you had to have a table. You couldn't walk around. You couldn't dance.
Right.
Like this is real life. This really happened.
Exactly.
And the Arizona Hip Hop Festival still went on. Like literally, the show must go on.
Yeah.
It wasn't it's crazy because the year prior to, literally like 3 months before COVID started, we had had year 6 of the Arizona Hip Hop Festival, which was the largest event we had had to date. 17,500 people in attendance over 2 days. It was amazing. You know, like 8 stages, futuristic headline, Vita Rula, Mega Ran. Like we did a beautiful tribute to Trap House because he had passed that earlier that year. It was just an amazing event for Arizona. And you know, 3 months later, COVID hit, changed everything. You know, so we're blessed to still be able to push the brand and provide the opportunity and platform.
And what's next for you, man?
You know, I think I've been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. You know, a lot of people think like, oh, the Blaze retired. You know, you may not see me as much as you once did, but there's a lot going on behind the scenes. And I think you kind of have to take a step back sometimes, especially when you create like entities like an Icon Radio, and you have to build a team. You know what I'm saying? And in order to grow, you kind of have to work from the inside and inside out. Right. And I think that's kind of where I'm at now. You know, my schedule in my life is much different than it was, you know, 3 years ago. You know, pre-COVID and all that. You know, I'm a father now. Yeah, man, you know, with a toddler, and so you know, I'm playing a different role as a dad, and you know, husband, you know, and businessman. Because you know, I run a couple businesses too. So, you know, my days are packed, but, you know, I think kind of just growing and building and bringing more opportunity to the city and actually building on the region, the Southwest region as a whole. So now, like, we're kind of bigger now, you know. You know, we're on FM radio now on Sundays. You know, Icon Radio is being streamed nationally, you know, and all over the world, actually. Yeah. So, you know, bringing more eyes and ears to Arizona hip hop was the goal, and that's what we're going to continue to build on. Yeah. Perfect. And we're gonna get a plaque. You know, before I get out the game, I'm getting a platinum plaque from somebody. You know.
Oh yeah, it's coming.
We're gonna bring back Mr. Miranda and Jimmy.
There it is.
Maybe win.
That's all you need.
That's a real ass question, man. You know, I think part of growing as a person, as a man, is especially like someone like me who I'm always on the go. You know, like plus like, you know, I feel like I'm a bit of a people pleaser. You know, as a DJ and an entrepreneur, you kind of have to be. But as you grow, you kind of learn to stop and look around and kind of like see what you've built. And learn to appreciate it. I think a lot of times like we get so caught up in what we're doing that we don't take time to stop and appreciate what we did or even accept the roses, the flowers that people give you. For sure. You know what I'm saying? So like when people say that, the old me or the couple years ago me would kind of be like, yeah, but I got to get to this, or I got to get to the bag, or I got to get to the, you know what I mean, the next step, or the building the next thing, or whatever it may be for me. And it's dope to kind of get flowers and love and feel that people appreciate what I've done. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's kind of what makes me continue to still do it. You know what I mean? Sure. You know, like they call me OG now. And that's crazy. Yeah. Like to me, like I'm still trying to make a name for myself. So like when you have that kind of mentality, it's like, damn, what's next? What's possible? You know what I mean? And I think anything's possible. And if anybody's gonna do it, why not me? You know? Yo, it's your man John Blaze. Much love. Salute to everybody pushing the culture forward in Phoenix, Southwest region as a whole. Man, much love. Give me 5.
And there you have it. Man, shout out to my brother John Blaze. Man, I've known Blaze for a long time, man. Blaze really helped me tremendously, you know, throughout my music career. He was playing the records, he was doing the interviews. You know, I learned from guys like that, you know what I'm saying, that was really putting in the work out here. And he doesn't get the respect that I feel that he deserves because he was doing Live from Central Avenue early. And, you know, it was just great to have him on our platform. You know, that's family. His wife, Jessica, that's family. you know, and man, just thank you, my brother, you know what I'm saying? And I wish you nothing but continued success in everything that you got going on right now. And, you know, I'm with you 1000% of the way. So thank you again, man. Make sure you guys are following him on social media. And shout out to my brother, Jimmy Nelson, on that camera. Make sure you guys subscribe to that YouTube channel. Tell a friend to tell a friend. All right. And make sure you guys hit that bell notification so you get notified on all the future episodes we got coming. All right. Well, this was definitely one. Oh, and if you see the hat, you see the Marty McFly Back to the Future hat, I had to bust this out. In 2015, I was on the road with my brother Megaran, and we were in Boston, Massachusetts, stopped in a little gamer shop and picked this bad boy up here, a little gem. I had to break it out for this episode. So, but man, this is definitely one for the books. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Until next time, stay tuned, stay blessed, stay healthy, and just give me 5, y'all.
Everything you get, you got to work hard. I had to hustle hard, never give up, never give up.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your man, John Blaze. I just got done with my Gimme 5. Shout out to my guy, Dave Miranda. You know what it is?
How'd you like it?
Man, it was blast.
Have a great time.
Yeah, I got to come back.
Gotta come back.
Part 2
Gotta
and
come
3
back.
coming soon.
Yo, weren't you gonna mention something too, though?
Yeah, man. So, you know, you talked about a little bit about
Live from Central Ave.
right, and you talked about what's next. You know,
Yeah.
kind of what's going on right now. You know, through COVID, Southwest Alliance. I told you, we built for the city. Now it's time to build for the region.
Okay.
That's the only way to get to the national level.
Exactly.
Southwest Alliance DJ call. All DJs are welcome. We started it during COVID.
Yeah.
And 30 to 40 DJs every Tuesday on Zoom.
Okay.
We invite 4, 5, 6 artists. They play the record, you know, and the DJs give the artists feedback.
Yeah.
It's great networking because, you know, you got DJs from Denver, you got DJs from Atlanta, New Mexico, Phoenix, Tucson,
Right.
you know, San Diego, wherever, all over the industry. And, you know, DJs are working.
Yeah, man.
Artists and DJ relationships is probably the most important piece of the puzzle,
Extremely.
as you know what I mean, in this game. So, you know, we're able to get the music to the DJs outside of Phoenix,
Okay.
and most importantly, give the relationships and the network, and that's the biggest piece. So now, like, if you bring me a record, I'm gonna introduce you to 25, 30 DJs all at one time.
That shit gonna go platinum though.
You
If I give you a record.
you couldn't go into a city, right. You couldn't go into a city and meet that many DJs
Right.
in one night,
Right,
much less one day and 1 hour.
Exactly.
So, you know, the Southwest Alliance, you know, we've had some, it's basically the door to the industry.
Okay.
You know, Def Jam has sent artists. We've had Juicy J, we've had DJ Drama. So, you know, they want to know, who do we get our artists at our labels
Right.
to the Southwest region?
Okay.
Get to the DJs, we break records.
There it is.
You
Southwest
know?
Alliance.
Southwest Alliance artists, tap in. If you want to get out the city, you want to get out into the region, this is what you do, network, all right? Relationships is everything.
This is the talk of the town.
Yeah,
Coming soon, baby.
deserve. Give me 5. Yeah,
Hell yeah, man.
that was the little bonus footage.
That was a bonus right there.